today's event.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please put your hands together for your promoter, Mrs. Karen Huckle, your meet director, Mr. Graham Huggett, your principal referee, Mrs. Sheila McKenzie, and your swimming manager, Mr. Brian Thompson. And will you please welcome onto poolside your officials for session 6, led by past president Chivers.
So, thank you very much everybody. Officials, if you'd like to take your positions please. And then we'll get into session 6. Starting off with event 27, the women's 100 metre fly. And then we move on to the men's 100 breaststroke. And the women's 200 metre backstroke. And then the men's 200 freestyle. And then we have some finals at the end of that. So it should be a good session to finish off Sunday and the weekend. In our first heat this afternoon, heat 1 of 9. Daisy Sandon in lane 1, Eleanor Mason in 2, Jessica Heesom in 3, Lee Grant in 4, Gemma Hansen in 5, Fleur Hines in 6, and Daria Theobald in lane 7. And entry times around the 1:24 out to 1:28 mark. Heat 1, referee. Daisy Sandon, William Stevenage in 1, Eleanor Mason of Bishop's Stortford in 2, Jessica Heesom of Potters Bar in 3, Billy Grant of Hemel in 4, Gemma Hansen of Hatfield in 5, Fleur Hines of Watford in 6, and Daria Theobald of Hitchin in lane 7. Lane 1, closest to the spectator, closest to the scoreboard, lane 7, closest to the spectators. Lane numbers on the blocks at the start end. Jessica Heesom and Daria Theobald turning pretty much at the same time on a 36.75, 36.78. As they move down towards the 3/4 mark. Turning at the far end. Eleanor Mason, Jessica Heesom, Billy Grant and Daria Theobald all turning pretty much at the same time. Slight advantage now to Jessica Heesom of Potters Bar. In lane 3 as Daria Theobald, also very close to the lead. It's going to be on that final stroke. Who's going to get it right? And it goes to Eleanor Mason. A time of 1:21.29. Heat 2, referee. Jessica Woodward in lane 1 for Potters Bar, Isabella Williamson from Watford in 2, Larissa Dean for Hertfordshire in 3, Courtney Buck of Chesham in 4, Katie Fitch of Watford in 5, Anya Fletcher of Bishop Stortford in 6, Jessica Penkin of Bishop Stortford in 7, Esme Gladwell of Hoddesdon in lane 8. Katie Fitch of Ware with the red hat in lane 5, just touching first at the turn, turning on Premier 492. Courtney Burke just beside her, to her right at the moment as they move down towards the turn end with 1 length to go. Courtney Burke in the lead. Courtney Burke then, sorry not Courtney Burke, Katie Fitch in the lead with a whole body length advantage, touches first, pretty close for second place, it goes to Jessica Woodward and third place Courtney Burke, the winning time 1:16.59. Heat 3, referee. Erin O'Meara of Watford in 1, Pip Amos of Hitchin in 2, Alicia Slater of Hartspear Flyers in 3, Leanne Carey of Ware in 4, Chloe Ogden of Bishop Stortford in 5, Chloe Woodruff of Tring in 6, Isabella Giorgio of Hatfield in 7, and Libby McGill of Hatfield in lane 8. Pip Amos of Hitchin with the yellow hat in lane 2 with the early advantage as she comes into turn at the halfway point with a body length advantage. Back off the turn, coming out of the transition with that similar advantage. And in second place at the moment we have Chloe Ogden of Bishop Stortford with the black hat in lane 5. And move down towards the final turn. Pip Amos ahead of Chloe Ogden still. Perhaps Pip slightly less of an advantage. Moving back down towards the start, half a length to go. Pip Amos from Chloe Ogden. In third place, Erin O'Meara of Watford in lane 1. Pip Amos being caught, but she's going to hang on to that lead for the last 2 or 3 strokes. Pip Amos takes the win. Chloe Ogden in second place. And Erin O'Meara in third. Pip's winning time 1:12.77. Heat 4, referee. Megan Pointer of Bishop Stortford in lane 1, Lily Merritt of Hoddesdon in 2, Kate Andrew of Potters Bar in 3, Emily Jelfs of Hemel in 4, Katie Harrison of Potters Bar in 5, Jessica Turley of Hatfield in 6, Lauren Pry of Hitchin in 7, Jess Potts of Berkhamsted in lane 8. Fairly close at the moment. Emily Jelfs of Hemel Hempstead with the blue hat in the lead. And then we've got Lauren Pryor and Jess Potts, Hitchin and Berkhamsted respectively, coming in second and third at the halfway point. Off the wall, it's pretty tight this one, still an advantage to Emily Jelfs of Hemel Hempstead. With the blue hat in the centre of the pool. Not too much to choose with the rest of the swimmers for second, third and so on. It looks like a slight advantage perhaps to Lauren Pryor of Hitchin in 7. Indeed it is, just about touches ahead of Lily Merritt of Hoddesdon in 2. Going back down towards the start then, it's going to be who's got the stamina for that final length. Emily Jelf's hanging on to lead. She has been caught slightly, but she's going to win this one. She's a good body length ahead of the rest of the field. Emily takes the win. Then we've got Lily Merritt and Kate Andrew in third place. The winning time for Emily Jelfs, 1:12.91.
Go, Megan!
Heat 5, referee. Rachel Connery of Potters Bar in 1, Leanne Abbury of Hemel in 2, Georgina Talon of Potters Bar in 3, Eloise Lynham of Watford in 4, Annabelle Hunt of Bishop Stortford in 5, Lauren Andrew of Potters Bar in 6, Nellie Eastland of Bishop Stortford in 7, and Megan Pope of Cheshunt in lane 8. Rally lead, Georgina Talon, Potters Bar, lane 3 with the white hat. Just touches first on the turn. Underwater phase, few fly kicks, comes out to the surface ahead of the rest of the field. As they move down towards the turnout, second place, also a Potters Bar swimmer, Lauren Andrew in lane 6. Georgina Talon maintaining that lead as she goes into the final turn, touches the wall. Kicks off underwater, a few fly kicks no doubt, one maybe up to the surface. And swimming back down towards home, Georgina Talon hanging on to that lead. Annabelle Hunt and Lauren Andrew vying for second place now, with Lauren Andrew just hanging on for second. The winner, Georgina Talon, her time 1:13.20. Second place, Lauren Andrew of Potters Bar, 1:13.71. And a 1:14.41 in third place, Annabelle Hunt of Bishop Stortford. Heat 6, referee. Jessica Farrow of Hatfield in lane 1, Katie Conyers of Potters Bar in 2, Abigail Green of Watford in 3, Alicia Kramer of Hertfordshire Flyers in 4, Paige Wilding of Hemel in 5, Millie Donovan of Cheshunt in lane 6, Ellen Northworth of Berkhamsted in 7, and Megan Jarman of Costa in lane 8. Can we have all competitors for event 28, the men's 100 back breaststroke? To the marshalling area, please. So all competitors for event 28 to the marshalling area, please. Meanwhile, back in the water as they approach the 75-metre mark, it's pretty close here. Little to choose between them. Slight advantage to lane 3. Abigail Green of Watford. Out to the transition though, nicely there for Ellen Northwood of Berkhamsted in 7. And we're vying now between Kate Conyers and Abigail Green in 2 and 3 for the lead. Abigail Green takes it. Abigail's winning time is 1:10.38. Second place, Katie Conyers on a 1:11.02. And then third on a 1:11.41, Millie Donovan of Cheshunt. Heat 7, referee. Kerry Hurd of Watford in 1, Chloe Jacobs of Hertfordshire Flyers in 2, Josie Preacious-White of Bishop Stortford in 3, Laura Winter of Hemel in 4, Laura Copping of Hatfield in 5, Lauren Stott of Costa in 6, Caitlin Hodnott of Harpenden in 7, and Sophie Burns of Watford in lane 8. Another close race here, slight advantage to 3 here, Josie Preacious-White, Bishop Stortford. As they move towards the halfway point, she just touches first in a time of 32.80, just 8 100ths, ahead of Chloe Jacobs as they move down towards the turn end for the last time. Almost in line, very close heat this one, perhaps the closest one we've had so far. Very hard to say who's in the lead. If I had to guess, I'd go Laura Copping of Hatfield in 5 with the red hat. As I come back down towards the start then, it's very close indeed. Copping from Chloe Jacobs in 2 and being pushed hard also by Lauren Scott of Costa in 6. It's those three going to take the first 3 places. It goes to Lauren Copping of Hatfield in the end on a 1:10 dead. On a 1:10.22 in second place Chloe Jacobs, and in third place on a 1:10.60 was Lauren Stott. Heat 8, a referee. Lane 1, Christy Bays of Hoddesdon, 2, Yazzie Brand of Berkhamsted, 3, Carly Bays of Hoddesdon, 4, Megan Cook, Bishop Stortford, 5, Amara Phillip of Hatfield, 6, Tegan Wollaston of Cheshunt, 7, Amber Shine of Hatfield, and in lane 8, Phoebe Love of Potters Bar. All under the water then as they come back up to the surface. Another close race, slight advantage to Yazzie Brand of Berkhamsted in 2, 2, 3, 5, 8, all in a line, very little choose between them, just touching out first actually, 26.16 at the halfway point is Megan Cook of Bishop Stortford as they move back down towards the turn end. Yazzie Brandon, I think, still in the lead of Bishop Berkhamsted. Very little choose between them. Yazzie Brand from Carly Bays, and then Amara Phillip in third place. Those are the top 3 as they come underneath flags and finish. And the winner in the end was Yazzie Brand in the 1:07.86. Second place on the 1:08.21 was Carly Bays, and third place Amara Phillip of Hatfield on the 1:09.04. Heat 9, referee. Lois Moore of Hemel in 1. Eleanor Phillip of Hatfield in 2, Amy Young of Bishop Stortford in 3, Amy Godsave of Hoddesdon in 4, Shannon Stott of Costa in 5, Michelle Mitchell of Hatfield in 6, Hattie Hanson of Hatfield in 7, and Ellie Fogg of Hatfield in lane 8. Very close there, touching out at the halfway point, Amy Godsave with a slight advantage, turning on the 30.85. Couple of tenths ahead of Hattie Hanson. We move down towards the turn end. Number of submitted in line there. Hattie Hanson just from Amy Godsave as they turn. They're going back down towards the start. Amy Godsave with the red hat in the centre of the pool, just eking out a slight advantage now as well as the last couple of strokes. We've got a fast finishing Michelle Mitchell in 6. Michelle Mitchell gets it in the end, 1:05.27 for Michelle Mitchell of Hatfield. Second place in the 1:05.29 went to Shannon Stott, and third place was Amy Godsave of Hoddesdon. Her time 1:05.44. So that completes heat 9, event 27. We now have event 28, the men's 100-metre breaststroke. This is swum over 9 heats. 3 swimmers in the first heat, Charlie King, Eddie Campfield, Anastasios Karameros. Lanes 3, 4 and 5. Heat 1, referee. Charlie King of Costa in 3, Eddie Campfield of Harpenden in 4, Anastasios Karameros of Cheshunt in lane 5. 100 breaststroke. Charlie King then of Costa coming in. Almost a body length ahead of the other swimmers here. Charlie King takes the win, Eddie Campfield in 2nd place, Anastasios Karameros in 3rd. The winning time, 1:36.92. Heat 2, referee. Joseph Caldwell of Hemel in 1, Thomas Barnes of Royston in 2, Alfie Francis of Potters Bar in 3, Tolo Ellison of Hearts Flyers in 4, Guy Munster of Costa in 5, Callum Harold of Bishop's Stortford in 6, and Thomas Cadenhead of Costa in lane 7. As I was saying, the revised programme for next weekend, this is now published, or has now been published. So the revised programme is published. The coaches have got a copy, and there's a copy on the wall near the spectator entrance, which you're more than welcome to go look at. And with the programmes for the events that were postponed and inserted into the programme next weekend, we'll put those running orders, the programme or the order of swimmers, probably put out the list of swimmers. We'll put those on the website, so they just to be downloaded. If you haven't got your programme from yesterday, you can just download those and print them off and bring them along with you. No need to pay for that programme again, and if we've got some paper copies, we'll make those available free of charge as well. The winner of this heat, Tolu Ellison of Hearts Flyers, 1:28.48 against a 1:31.68, so that's a 3-second PB, so that's a good swim for him. Heat 3, referee. Ralph Davis of Hoddesdon in lane 1, Aaron Waring of Hatfield in 2, Yannick Wilson of Harpenden in 3, Matthew Redjeb of Watford in 4, Zach Patel of Borehamwood in 5, Michael Ripper of Harpenden in 6, Matteo Tonto Donati of Hoddesdon in 7, and Jake Moxon of Royston in lane 8. Just to remind you that the top 3 swimmers in each age group for each event get a medal, and those medals you can collect at the medal table, which is behind After Dark as you came in. And there are some medals from earlier sessions which you can still collect. So do go to the medal table and collect any medals you choose. Meanwhile, back in the water, Tonta Donati and Moxham vying for the lead here, very close on the finish there, just went to Moxham, 1:25.83 against a 1:26.02 for Tonta Donati. And in third place on a 1:26.37 was Yannick Wilson. Heat 4, referee. Brian Cowser of Bishop's Stortford in 1, Nathan Wakeling of Hatfield in 2, Matthew Honeyman of Potters Bar in 3, Luke Moore of Hatfield in 4, James Blank of Potters Bar in 5, Ralph Munster of Costa in 6, Jamie Hoyes of Berkhamsted in 7, and Kieran McCarthy of Costa in lane 8. James Blank of Potters Bar with the white hat in lane 6 with a slight advantage, but only slight, over Luke Moore of Hatfield with the pink hat in lane 4. Close races, not too much to choose between them. James Blank still with the advantage. We've now got Matthew Honeyman in lane 3 for Potters Bar, putting them under a bit of pressure, with Luke Moore, the Hatfield swimmer, in between the 2 Potters Bars. The order maintains itself. Blank from Moore, from Munster, sorry, from Honeyman. James Blank finishes first, 1:20.93. Second place was Luke Moore of Hatfield, 1:21.50. And third place is Matthew Honeyman of Potters Bar, 1:21.70. Heat 5, referee. Ben Garrett of Hatfield in 1, Joshua Purcell of Hertford in 2, Ryan Brewster of Hoddesdon in 3, David Hensman of Costa in 4, Callum Greig of Hertford in 5, Jack Fagan of Watford in 6, Findlay Livingston of Royston in 7, and Stephen Bright of Watford in lane 8. We're just dipping into the 1:19s now on the entry times, 1:19.15 for David Hensman in 4. At the halfway point, the leader is Ben Garrett of Hatfield. He turns on 36.52. So that's going to be a tad under 1:21, his entry time, I would think. He moves his way down to the turn end, head of the rest of the field. And in second place, Callum Greig of Hertford with blue hat in lane 5. Ben Garrett then swimming very well here, out of seed order. I say entered on 1:21. Maybe a little bit underneath that. 2 or 3 strokes to go. Ben Garrett finishes his finishing time, 1:16.95. Second place goes to Callum Greig of Hertford on a 1:18.70. And third place goes to David Hensman of Costa on a 1:20.48. We have all remaining swimmers, or all swimmers, for event 29, the women's 200 metre backstroke. To the marshalling area, please. That's all swimmers for event 29. Heat 6, referee. Daniel Lush of Cheshunt in lane 1, Joseph Richardson of Hertfordshire in 2, Fishira Coomridge of Costa in 3, Lewis Pope of Cheshunt in 4, Mason Brand of Borehamwood in 5, Harvey Bannister of Bishop Stortford in 6, George Loveman of Costa in 7, Callum Hurren of Hatfield in lane 8. Good close heat this at the moment, slight advantage to Lewis Pope of Cheshunt. Having said that, we've also got Harvey Bannister, George Loveman swimming well, and it's Bannister from Loveman turning first and second in actual fact. They move that down towards the turn end. Lewis Pope, Fishira Coomridge, Harvey Bannister, George Loveman, those 4 vying for the lead. Who touches first? Very hard to tell. Going back down towards the start then, Lewis Pope and George Loveman coming strong here. Those two moving out to the front then. At the moment it's Loveman just ahead of Pope, and George Loveman takes the win. His time 1:15.29. Lewis Pope in second place 1:15.75, and third on a 1:16.91 to Fishira Coomridge. Heat 7, referee. David Shipman of Potter's Bar in lane 1, Callum Davis of Bishop Stortford in 2, Robert Jennings of Hemel in 3, Jack Filer of Borehamwood in 4, Morgan Newman of Potter's Bar in 5, Carl Holmes of Hemel in 6, John Talensky of Hertfordshire in 7, and Cole James of Hatfield in lane 8. Jack Filer just ahead of Morgan Newman as they hit the halfway point. Jack turning 34.20. Jack Filer, Morgan Newman then. Those two vying for the lead. Jack Filer just moving away from, Morgan Newman just moving away from Jack Filer. Morgan Newman beginning to extend his lead from Jack Filer. Robert Jennings in lane 3 in 3rd place. Cole James of Hatfield in 8, swimming well. Morgan Newman then a very convincing winner here. It's pretty close to 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Second just goes to Jack Filer, his time 1:14.73. Cole James finishes well on the second half of the race with a 1:15.28, but the winning time for Morgan Newman 1:12.09. Heat 8, a referee. Jordan Northwood of Borehamwood in 1, Ben Harrison of Potter's Bar in 2, Rhys Hudson of Hatfield in lane 3, Alexander Ong of Costa in 4, Ollie Hurst of Borehamwood in 5, James Woodward of Potter's Bar in 6, James Darren Jr. of Coniston in 7, and Jack Christie of Hemel in lane 8. Ollie Hurst with a slight advantage, but only a tenth or so as he turns on the 33.44, couple of tenths ahead of James Narragin of Coniston. And they move back down towards the turn end. James Naranginen and Jack Christie in lanes 8 and 7 begin to catch. Ollie Hurst in 5. They turn up out of the transition with a strong swim. Alexander Olm of Costa in 4. Begin to come back. So it's Olm, Hurst, Naranginen and Christie. Olm and Hurst so vying for the lead though, and it's just going to go to all. It's very close. They both drifted a little bit. 110 rather 94 to Ollie Hurst, just ahead of Alexander Olm on a 110.99, 5 100s behind him, and in third place 112.19 Jack Christie of Hemel. This is heat 9, referee. Peter Hensman of Costa in lane 1, Tom Sheriff of Hemel in lane 2, Ethan Lamb of Hatfield in 3, Ben Purcell of Hatfield in 4, Chris Smith of Hoddesdon in 5, Charlie Rayner of Hemel in 6, Ben Ransom of Hartford in 7 and Martin Russell Rogers of Hitchin in lane 8. Our final heat then. Fastest entry time 104.88 for Ben Purcell in 4. At the moment the early advantage goes to Chris Smith of Hoddesdon in the red hat in lane 5. Ben Purcell just a little bit behind him, and then we've got Tom Sheriff of Hemel in lane 2. Moving back down towards the turn end. Pretty close here. Ben Ransom of Hartford in 7 moving up to the fray now. It's pretty close on the touch there. Just a slight advantage to Chris Smith over Ben Purcell. And now Ben Purcell starts to power down the final 15 metres, moving into the lead. He's a metre or so ahead of Smith. And a good final length there for Ben Purcell to finish in a winning time of 1:08.02. Chris Smith in second place, 0:08.76, and on a 10:06 in third, Ben Ransom. So that completes the 100 breaststroke heats. Final for that a little bit later on. We now move to event 29, the women's 200 metre backstroke. And it's swum over 17 heats, so a lot of backstroke for the next little while. So just on a slight pause whilst we rearrange some heats. Gives me opportunity just to give you the finalists for the 100 metre fly. This is the women's 100 fly final. If you don't wish to swim in the final, can you let the control desk, the admin desk, know as soon as possible? So okay, so the finalists are Yazzie Brand, Amy Young, Amy Heat 1, referee. .200 backstroke underway then with the young girls here, all 9 years old. In lane 1, Vivian Flatt of Costa. Lane 2, Amadine Gertz of Costa. Lane 3, Gemma Nottage of Watford. Lane 4, Bella Parkus of Hoddesdon. Lane 5, Amelia Dunwoody of Costa. Lane 6, Tamsin Moran of Berkhamsted. Lane 7, Belle Chaplin of Costa, and lane 8, Neve O'Meara of Watford. Gemma Nottage of Watford in the lead at the moment in lane 3 with the red hat. Moving towards the start end. Ready for the last 50 metres. Gemma Nottage in the lead. Turns, kicks off the wall in second place, Bella Parkus. Third place at the moment, Tamsin Moran, and then Amelia Dunwoody in between them. And she was in fourth place. So getting a little bit closer at the front there. Maybe Gemma Nottage went out a little bit too fast. She's just beginning to be swallowed up by the swimmers. Off to her right now. Gemma Nottage still in the lead. Has she got that final kick? Too well. Beginning to move away from the field, so that's good for Gemma. Second place, Tamsin Moran. And then third place, Bella Parkus. Underneath the flag centre, fast finishing Tamsin Moran. Always very close between those two. In the end, it just went to Tamsin Moran on 3:21.28. Gemma Nottage 3:27.77 in second place, and on 3:29.24 in third place, Bella Parkus. So this is now a 18 heat event as we've rearranged the heats and put our swimmer back in. And this is heat 2, a referee. Rosie Batt of Cheshunt in lane 1, Antonia Jubb of Hatfield in 2, Jessica Ward of Watford in 3, Izzy Painter of Berkhamsted in 4, Sarah Leitner of Costa in 5, Sophia Pecky of Watford in 6, Grace Massingham-Lamperl of Bishop Stortford in 7, and Martha Broderick of Bishop Stortford in lane 8. Izzy Painter of Berkhamsted with a clear lead at the moment. After 50 metres or so, she moves up towards the 75-metre mark. Izzy from Berkhamsted, 10-year-old, enters on 3:23.18. Turns quite a long way ahead of the rest of the field, a few metres. Pretty close to the next few places across the pool. Moving down towards the halfway point, Izzy Painter maintaining that advantage, stretching out a little bit. She's now body and a half length ahead of the rest of the field as she turns on 1:34.84. So should be considerably under her entry time of 3:23. Still nothing much to split the rest of the field. Rosie Batt, Antonia Jubb, and we've got Sophia or Sarah Leitner and Martha Broderick, so those 4 swimmers. All much of a muchness between them. Izzy Painter beginning to tire a little bit perhaps as the other swimmers get up towards her. Not such a big advantage as she used to have. In particular, we have Antonia Jubb of Hatfield in 2 with the purple pink hat, beginning to close up on Izzy Painter. And Martha Broderick of Bishop Stortford in lane 8 now in second place. Izzy Painter still has the lead, but it's not as big as it was. She turns on 2:26.17. It's just under a second, just over a second ahead of the rest of the field. Moving down towards the final turn, Martha Broderick slowly catching Izzy Painter. Is she going to have enough time and distance to get there? Looks like she might to me. Martha Broderick turns just ahead of Izzy Painter. Then we've got Grace Massingham-Lamperl and Antonia Jubb, the top 4 swimmers at the final turn. Going back down towards the start, a sudden kick now from Izzy Painter. Izzy Painter versus Martha Broderick for first place. Underneath the flags, Martha Broderick just ahead of Izzy Painter, just an arm's length or so. Martha Broderick takes it. Izzy Painter in second place, the winning time 3:15.58 and 3:15.90 for Izzy Painter, and in third place on 3:17.20 Grace Massingham-Lamperl. Our next heat will be heat 3. Clear the pool to the sides, please, girls. Referee. Clara Livingston of Hatfield in lane 1, Laura Stevens of Hatfield in 2, Isabel Godfrey of Costa in 3 rather, Millie Anderton of Hemel in 4, Ellie Hollis of Costa in 5, Lucy Coyer-Bell of Costa in 6, Bethan Hughes of Hatfield in 7, and Bellis of Costa in lane 8. At the halfway point, Bethany Fuge of Hatfield, slight advantage over Millie Anderton of Hemel. And then in third place at the moment, Lucy Coyabelle of Costa in lane 7. Bethany Fuge maintaining her lead with 2 lengths to go, but in second place now we have Lucy Coyabelle. And pretty tight for third place, slight advantage to Ellie Hollis of Costa in 5. We've also got Clara Livingston in lane 1. And Isabella Godfrey pushing them as well. Pretty tight for third onwards. First and second, slight advantage to Bethany Fuge and Lucy Coyabelle. Lucy Coyabelle putting a bit of kick on now then as she moves into the lead, overtaking Bethany Fuge. Can Bethany come back at her as they come underneath the flags? There's very little to split them, it's just on the final little stroke there, and it goes to Coyabelle. Her time, 3:04.33, Bethany Fuge. 3:04.54 in second place, and 3:07.32, Millie Anderton of Hemel in third place. So heat 4 will be next. We just have the 4 swimmers in heat 4. Heat 4, referee. Emily Penfold in lane 3 for Verulam. Millie Fields for Bishop Stortford in 4. Caitlin Liu of Hatfield in 5. And Sarah McGrath of Costa in lane 6. Millie Fields in the lead there from Caitlin Liu. And then the other pair of swimmers coming in. to make their turn. That's Sarah McGrath just ahead of Emily Penfold. So a race with, or two races in effect here in the water. Although the entry times were reasonably close, so some of the swimmers swimming a little bit faster than the others. Coming up towards the end now then, we have Millie Fields of Bishop Stortford in the lead. Millie entered on a 3:06 and finishes on a 2:48, so that's somewhat ahead of entry time. Caitlin Liu finishes in second place, entered on a 3:07, finished on 2:48.57. And then we've got our next two swimmers coming in. And that's Sarah McGrath just ahead of Emily Penfold. Heat 5, referee. Eleanor Craig of Watford in lane 1, Eleanor Mason of Bishop Stortford in lane 3, Eleanor Craig in lane 2. Lucinda Andrews of Potters Bar in 4, Rowan Gregory of Watford in 5, and Jessica Williamson of Watford in lane 6. Entry times here, fairly close again, 3:03 out to 3:05. That's only half a second of length difference between them. Moving up towards the first turn at the start end on the first 50 metres. Eleanor Mason from Lucinda Andrews. And then we've got Eleanor Craig, Rowan Gregory, Jessica Williamson, pretty much in line for third, fourth and fifth. So moving their way up towards the halfway point, the order unchanged. Eleanor Mason from Lucinda Andrews, a metre or so's advantage. And then there are other three swimmers in a line, all from Watford. Eleanor Craig, Rowan Gregory and Jessica Williamson. Moving up towards the 150 mark for our leaders. And it's still Lucinda Andrews from, Eleanor Mason rather, from Lucinda Andrews. Slight less advantage, but we're only talking centimetres. It's their final 50. Mason from Andrews. And Mason comes off the wall far better to open up the gap. As big as it has been so far, and the Watford swimmers start to split a little here. Gregory first, then Williamson and Eleanor Craig in the final position in this heat. Back at the front, Eleanor Mason now, good body length ahead of Lucinda Andrews. As those two swimmers come back down towards the pool, as the three Watford swimmers move into their final turn. Eleanor Mason then having a good final 50, 55 metres to have a fairly convincing win. She entered on 3:02 and she finished on 2:50.50. Next swimmers come in then. We've got Lucinda Andrews, Jessica Williamson and Eleanor Craig. And just swimmer in lane 6, Jessica Williamson. It's her birthday today, so give her a big cheer. She became 10. Did she even notice? Heat 6, referee. Alice Richardson in lane 1 for Harpenden, Gemma Hansen of Hatfield in 3, Francesca PC of Watford in lane 4, Sophie Hindle of Stevenage in lane 5, Mahari Ellis of Costa in lane 6, Natasha Tan of Hartsmere Flyers in lane 7, and Lucy Hinks of Hoddesdon in lane 8. Lucy Hinks from Natasha Tan on the tail there in 3rd place. Francesca PC. Not too much to split the first 5 swimmers though. We've got a couple of swimmers in lanes 5 and 6. Sophie Hindle and Harry Ellis swimming together, a little bit behind the other 5. Moving up the turn, Hinks from Tan still. And we've got Francesca PC. Gemma Hansen, and then Alice Richardson. Beginning to tighten up at the start. As they come into the turn at the start is what I mean to say, and we've got Lucy Hinks still in the lead. Natasha Tan drifting back a little bit into the clutches of Francesca PC and Gemma Hansen. Lucy Hinks out in the lead on her own now. Then we've got Gemma Hansen and Francesca PC, and then Natasha Tan. Those are the first 4 swimmers. Underneath the flag set, Lucy Hinks then a very strong final 50 to come with a very convincing win in the end. Gemma Hansen in 2nd place and tight for 3rd, but it just goes to Francesca PC. The winning time for 2:47.93. Heat 7, the referee. Chloe Ward of Watford in lane 1, and Lida Dunwoody of Costa in 2, Jessica Heasom of Potters Bar in 3, Billy Grant of Hemel in 4, Fleur Heames of Watford in 5, Issy Sampson of Berkhamsted in 6, Esme Gladwell of Hoddesdon in 7, Amber Stratford of Hemel in lane 8. Lyda Dunwoody then in the lead with 50 metres to go, pretty close for second place. We've got Billy Grant and Izzy Sansom going into wall at the same time. A nice turn there for Billy Grant though, for Hemel in lane 4. She comes off the wall in a good second place. Lyda Dunwoody though in the lead as she comes into her final turn. Lyda Dunwoody then moving up underneath the flags. Good solid advantage to her. Winning this heat very convincing there to 2:56.64. Finishes on a 2:46.78. Second place goes to Billy Grant. And third place goes to Izzy Sansom. This is heat 8, referee. In heat 8, Isabella Williamson of Watford. Nellie Eastland of Bishop Stortford in lane 2. Eleanor Williams of Watford in 3. Mikel Edgins of Costa in 4. Jessica Chadwick of Costa in 5. Erin O'Meara of Watford in 6. Isabella Reddick of Bishop Stortford in 7. And Marcia Billingham of Tring in lane 8. So the finalists for the 100-metre breaststroke, the men's 100-metre breaststroke, are as follows. We've got Ethan Lamb, Ollie Hurst, Ben Ransom, Ben Purcell, Chris Smith, Tom Sheriff, Charlie Rayner and Morgan Newman. So the finalists for the men's 100 breast, Ethan Lamb, Ollie Hurst, Ben Ransom, Ben Purcell, Chris Smith, Tom Sheriff, Charlie Rayner and Morgan Newman. Heat 9, referee. In lane 1, Brianna Maisie of Tring, Katie Harrison of Potters Bar in 2, Rosin Clark of Berkhamsted in 3, Harriet Newman of Potters Bar in 4, Aggie Burns of Harpenden in 5, Charlotte Hingston of Hemel in 6, Ruby Blackburn of Watford in 7, and Jessica Woodward of Potters Bar in lane 8. Brianna Maisie just ahead of Jessica Woodward at the first turn. Brianna turning on the 38.51. Maisie maintaining her advantage. She's now got 2 or 3 metres over the rest of the field as she turns at the halfway point. Pretty close for second place, slight advantage to Harriet Newman. And then we've got Ruby Blackburn and Jessica Woodward. Brianna Maisie then still in the lead. And we've got the swimmers in the centre of the pool beginning to bring up the charge for second place. Harriet Newman, Aggie Burns. Coming down to the 150 metre mark. Brianna Maisie still in the lead, pretty close for second place. Aggie Burns, Harriet Newman and Ruby Blackburn turning pretty much at the same time. 2.06s for all of them. Brianna Maisie though swimming very nicely, a deceptively slow stroke. Clearly working for her as she turns for the final time. Off the wall and back up to the surface. Brianna Maisie then in the lead. We've now got Aggie Burns moving into second place. And Ruby Blackburn fighting with Harriet Newman for third. Brianna Maisie drifting back a little bit. She's going to have to work hard to hold on to this lead. She just takes it. Brianna Maisie the winner. Second place, Aggie Burns. And then third place goes to Ruby Blackburn. The winning time, 2:46.35.
Go, Holly!
Heat 10, referee. Libby McGill of Hatfield in lane 1, Florrie Gertz of Costa in 2, Ellen Northwood of Berkhamsted in 3, Alice Dyson of Harpenden in 4, Sophie Taylor of Costa in 5, Clementine Waterhouse of Verulam in 6, Holly Atkins of Cheshunt in 7, and Izzy Salisbury of Berkhamsted in lane 8. quite close at the moment. Advantage to Libby McGill of Hatfield in lane 1. The rest of the swimmers pretty much in a line across the pool as they move up towards the halfway mark. Libby McGill turns first, very tight for second place between Alice Dyson and Izzy Salisbury, as they've got 100 metres to go. They've got 50 metres to go. We've got Libby McGill still in the lead, but being pushed hard by Sophie Taylor in lane 5 as they move down towards the turn end for the final time. Sophie Taylor turns first, Libby McGill just behind her, then Izzy Salisbury. Those are the top 3 swimmers with 1 length to go. They work their way back down towards the start end. A big kick from Sophie Taylor in the centre of the pool. Sophie Taylor for Costa with the blue hat. Moving out a nice advantage now, Sophie Taylor, 2 or 3 strokes to go. She takes the win. Libby McGill in second place, and then third place, Izzy Salisbury. So I'm going to hand you over to Peter for a few heats while I go and get a well-deserved cup of tea. I'll see you a bit later.
This is heat 11 of the ladies 200 metres backstroke.
Go, Courtney!
So heat 11, lane 1 is Emily Lush, who's 12 from Cheshunt. Lane 2 is Phoebe Elsa, who's 14 from Watford. Lane 3 is Shona McKenna, who's 13 from Hemel. Lane 4, Molly Bradley, 13 from Tring. 2 12-year-olds in 5 and 6, and lane 5 is Kate Andrews from Hollis Bar. Lane 6 is Andy Fletcher from Bishop Stortford, and Courtney Burks in lane 7, she's 13 years old from Cheshunt. And Rebecca Sill, 14-year-old Hemel Hempstead swimmer, is in lane 8. And at 50, it's lane 8 goes over first, turning at 36.38. And 37.96 right alongside her. Inside Rebecca is Courtney. And she's pulled out now about 3 metres lead at the front in lane 8. Rebecca Silverhamel entered at 2:47. Coming down towards the halfway split at the moment, very close behind her. Lanes 4 through to 7 are absolutely in a line, so nothing to choose between them for the minor places. But coming up to halfway, and in the lead, turning at 1:15.66, second to turn lane 4, at 1:19. That's Kate Andrew. Then 5 and 6, both at 1:19 as well. That's sorry, it's Molly before those two, Kate and Anya behind her. So Rebecca's got 50 to go, coming down to the last metre as she turns, with 50 metres to go. She's at 1:57. Entered at 2:47, so 50 seconds to go inside her entry time. A whole gaggle of them there on 2:01, 2:02 behind her, but now starting to try and get away here. Lanes 3 and 4, Shona in 3 and Molly in 4. And they're chasing after Rebecca, but Rebecca turns at 2:17 going into her final length. And now coming into second place is Molly Bradley from Tring, entered 2:45. And she started to pull away, but now overtaking her at lane 3, Shona McKenna finishing very fast. But Rebecca Searle is going to get the touch, and Rebecca touches at 2:38.55. Second to touch in this heat, Shona McKenna at 2:41.25, and then 2:42.27 for Molly Bradley. Can you clear the pool to the side, please, Summers? Can you clear the pool, please? And this is heat 12 of the ladies 200 metres backstroke. Heat 12, lane 1 is Lily Merritt, she's 12 from Hoddesdon. Lane 2 is Tori Weston, who's 13 from Costa. Lane 3 is Yanita, who's 12 from Hampstead. Lane 4, Libby Dunford, who's 12 from Hoddesdon. 5 is Ellie Galvin, who's 12 from Costa. 13-year-old Eleanor Turpin is in lane 6 from Cheshunt. Then 2 14-year-olds, Mina Schmeiler Keeling from Hemel in lane 7, and Amy Pemberton from Borehamwood in lane 8. Fastest entry time is 2:44 for Libby Yarnford in lane 4, and it's Libby who turns first at 50 at 36.02. 36.99 behind her for Lily Merritt, her teammate over in lane 1. And going well in this first half as well over in lane 7 is Mina. And alongside her Amy and Eleanor just inside her too. But at the moment it's still Libby Dunford from Hoddesdon in the middle of the pool, lane 4. Enters at 2:44, coming up to a halfway split. Going to be well inside the time she needs to get that over the time. 1:16.11, 1:17.97 for teammate Lee in lane 1. 1:18, 1:19 for lanes 5 and 7, which is Ellie in 5 and Mina in 7. 1:19 is also for Amy in lane 8 and Anna in lane 6. 22 for Izzy in lane 3. So 50 to go at this turn. And Libby turns at 1:56, so she needs to kick on hard now in this last 50 metres, one of them on 2 minutes and 2:02s. Very close behind her, but starting to go well now over in lane 1 is Lily Merritt, who's accelerated in that third 50. Still about 5 metres behind the leader though. And now coming through strongly also in lane 5 is Ellie Galvin starting to show. And lane 7, Mina going well. But last couple of strokes for our leader, and 2:34.01, 10 seconds inside her entry time for Libby Dunford. 2:38.11 for Lily Merritt, and she enters at 2:44.97. 2 at 2:41, very close indeed. Third place just going to Mina in lane 7. And this is heat 13 of the girls 200 metres backstroke. 13. We have lane 1, Sarah Carroll, who is 12 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 2 is Fiona Holmes, who's 12 from Watford. Lane 3 is Olivia Martin, who's 15 from Watford. Lane 4 is Alice Fender, and she's 14 from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 5, Jess Farrow, she's 14 from Hatfield. Then 13-year-old Leanne Avery is in lane 6 from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 7 is 14-year-old Hannah Connolly from Bishop Stortford. Lane 8, Alicia Slater, 13 from Hartsmere Flyers. First turn, lane 1, 37.76 to 50, Sarah Carroll, she's entered at 2:44. Mainly around the 2:43 to 2:44 mark for all of these swimmers. So coming down towards the halfway 100-metre split, and it's opposite sides of the pool at the moment. We've got lane 1 in the lead, Sarah Carroll, she's ahead of Hartsmere Flyers, Alicia Slater in 8. Sarah turns at 1:17.29, and actually just ahead there, 1:20 on the turn is Fiona Holmes, and 1:20 also 100th behind her, Alicia Slater in lane 8. 1:20.51 for Jess Farrow, and then 1:20s and 1:21s for the others as well, so very close for the last 3 places. But Sarah Carroll of Bishop Stortford in lane 1 is now pushing on very hard in this third 50. And now starting to make the play as well. Fiona in lane 2, and also in lane 5 now Jess Farrow starting to come up on terms with Alicia Slater. 1:56.98 for Sarah Carroll, 2:01.85 for Fiona Holmes, 2:02.65 for Jess Farrow, and 2:02.91 for Alicia Slater. Just 2 lengths to go. And leader now turns the final turn at 2:17. And clear now, Fiona Holmes in second place, but Alicia Slater in lane 8 has responded very well, and she's now back on terms, but it's a good sprint between lane 5 and 6 as well. Our leader, Sarah Carroll, entered at 2:44, records 2:36.40. Second to touch is Fiona at 2:42.35, just got there a few hundredths ahead of 2:42.63. Leanne Avery touching in third place. This is heat 14 of the goals, 200 metres backstroke. Lane 1, Jessica Botts, who's 14 from Borehamwood. Lane 2 is Eleanor Lavender, who's 16 from Hartford. Lane 3, Jessica Pancourt, 12 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 4, Lauren Andrew, 14 from Ponders Park. Lane 5 is Caitlin Hodgenotz, who's 15 from Harpenden. Lane 6 is Keelan McKenna, 15 from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 7, Annabelle Hunt, 14 years old, Bishop Stortford swimmer. And lane 8 is Chloe Woodruff, 13 from Tring. So youngest swimmer in this is in lane 3, is 12 years old, Jessica from Bishop Stortford. First to turn though at 36.38 is Keelan McKenna from Hemel, entered at 2:40. 36.88 just behind her though for Eleanor Lavender in lane 2. And it is Eleanor who's pushing on very hard in lane 2, but coming up to the turn. And it's really close now between lanes 6 and 7. Keelan in lane 6, Annabelle in lane 7. These two just a little bit clear of the others at the moment, maybe half a metre. And also now coming up in lane 4, we've got Lauren Andrew. And still in lane 2 going well is Eleanor Lavender. 1:16.58, 1:16.67 halfway. Annabelle! Just ahead of Keelan McKenna. 1:17.5 and 1:17.88 for Eleanor in lane 2 and Lauren in lane 4. And then 118s and 119s for the others at halfway. Still a stroke-for-stroke battle between lane 6 and 7. Keelan in 6, Annabelle in 7. And they are now getting a little bit caught by particularly lane 4 coming up now very well, which is Lauren Andrew from Powers Bar. Lauren's got the fastest entry time, and it's Lauren who's now starting to try and take this on, but also Ellen Laminer in lane 2 from Hertfordshire is trying to go with them as well, and also kicking hard now into this last 50. Jessica Penkel in lane 3. This is going to be close as they come into the final length. On the final length now, hitting the front, coming off the wall in lane 4. Lauren Andrew being chased very hard by lane 6, Keelan, lane 7, Annabelle. And these three just a little bit clear coming into the last 5 metres. And as they come up to the wall, it's going to be Lauren Andrew who takes it in 2:36.92, 2:38.23. Second place was Keelan McKenna at 2:38.87. Third to touch, Annabelle Hunt. Clear the pool to the side, please, Summers. Clear the pool, please. Heat 15 of the girls, 200 metres, backstroke. Lane 1, Kaylee Perry, who's 13 years old from Hoddesdon. Lane 2 is Faith Green, who's 14 from Costa. Lane 3 is Josie Pritchess-White, who's 13 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 4 is 17-year-old Maddie Gears of Costa. And lane 5 is Nadine Smith, who's 13 from Hatfield. Lane 6 is Tegan Wollaston, who's 15 from Chelsea. Lane 7 is another Maddie Smith, 14 from Hertford. Lane 8 is Kerry Hurd, who's 15 from Watford. Bit of a lead at the moment, 35.52 for Josie in lane 3. 36 for 6, 7 and 6, absolutely together, Maddie and Tegan in 7 and 6. But very, very close. Look across the pool at the moment, there's less than half a second between all of the chasing pack, but at the moment, still about a second and a half in the lead is Josie. We're starting to spread out a bit more coming into the end of the second 50. And Josie's still in the lead, but now starting to move on towards Tegan. And Maddie in 6 and Kerry in lane 8. But Josie's still 1:14, and then in 6, 7 and 8 in that order. 1:15, 1:16, 1:17 for Tegan, Maddie and Kerry. And then 1:17's also for Maddie and Nadine in the middle. Josie is still pulling away at the moment, though, going very well. She's looking very strong in the lead, but Tegan's trying to get on terms with her in lane 6. But Josie's got 50 metres to go, and as she turns, she's at 1:53. Entered at 2:37, Tegan's at 1:55, 1:57's for Maddie Smith and Maddie Gears in lane 4. 1:59 for pretty much all the other 4. But Josie's really pushed on in this penultimate length, and Josie now turning at 2:12 into her final length. Josie Pritchess-White's got a really good last 50, very strong swim. Entered at 2:37.36. Tegan's going to get second, but Josie's going to get just outside 2:30, 2:30.79. And Tegan's actually in second, that's 2:35.16, 2:36.27 is third to touch in that heat, Maddie Smith in lane 7. Can you clear the pool to the side, please, Summers? Can you clear the pool to the side? This heat 16 of the girls 200 metres backstroke. Heat 16, lane 1 is Mia Carter, who's 13 for Bishop Stortford. Lane 2, Grace Horn, who's 14 from Costa. The teammates in 3, Beatrice Parder, who's 15. Lane 4 is Yazzie Rand, and Yazzie 17 from Berkhamsted. Lane 5, Claire Barrow, 13 from Harpenden. Lane 6 is Lee James, who's 14 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 7 is another 13-year-old. There's 3 of them in this heat. That's Bailey Wilkes from Hatfield, and then Abigail Green is in lane 8, and Abby is 13 from Watford. 50, 34.07 for the leader. In lane 5 is Claire Barr. 34.07, only 200 behind her though, Yazzie Brand at that point, and 34.82 for Mia Carter in lane 1. Two in the middle, both look fairly evenly matched up as they both turn over to go into the 4th length together. Good race on now between these two for the front. But coming up to the halfway 100 metre split, Yazzie in 4 and Claire in 5. And Claire it is who's going to turn just ahead, 1:11 effectively, 1:11.46 for Yazzie, 1:13.53 for Beatrice Parr, the third there, 1:13.57, 400s behind for Mia Carter, 1:13.64, back up to 1:15.52 for the remaining 4. Now, good third 50 by Claire Barrow. Looking to go under 2:35 against her entry split, but Yazzie Brand is now starting to just come back on her a little bit as well, but Claire has still got about a second or so as they go into the last 50. 1:51 chasing them is Lee James. Lane 6 and lane 7, 1:52 is Bailey Wilkes, who's starting to kick on as well. Also going well still is Mia Carter in lane 1. But now a good couple of metres lead for Claire Barrow. And Yazzie's now starting to get caught in second place by Neve Jones in lane 6. Neve was right up on Yazzie's shoulder, but Claire's going to take this. Harpenden swimmer entered at 2:34.94, records 2:25.93, 9 seconds ahead. 2:29.01. Neve just there catching Yazzie at the very end, and Yazzie in third place for 2:29.36. Clear the pool, please, swimmers. Can you clear the pool to the side, please?
Well done, Albert.
And we're up to heat 17 of this ladies' 200 metres backstroke. So heat 17, lane 1 we've got Tori Pope, who's 14 from Watford. Lane 2 is Sophie Burns, who's 15 from Watford. 3, Chloe Jacobs, my apologies, who's 15 from the Flyers. Lane 4, Laura Copping, 14 from Hatfield. Lane 5 is the fastest 12-year-old entered in this event. It's Lauren Stott, she's from St Albans. Lane 6 is Charlotte Watson, who's 14 from Berkhamsted. Lane 7 is Megan Cook, 15 from Bishop Stortford. And then the youngest swimmer in this heat, the fastest 11-year-old in the event, from Costa, Jessica Patrick. 35.08 at the 50-10. Very close. No one really pushing on at the moment. First to turn very slightly ahead is Charlotte Watson, but already caught up immediately following the turn, so we got about 5-6 swimmers all in a line here, coming up to their halfway split. All looking for times around about the 2:30 mark, 2:31, 1:14.32 for our lead at fast entrant, Laura Copping, and then 1:14.71 behind for Chloe Jacobs, 1:14.82 for Lauren Stott, and then 1:15.18 behind those. So very, very close at the moment. But now pushing on in this third 50, in the middle two lanes, lanes 4 and 5, Laura Copping in 4 and Lauren Stott in 5. Lauren only 12 years old, so looking very good for the fastest 12-year-old at the moment, and now starting to come into the frame as well with 2 lengths to go. Chloe Jacobs in lane 3. First to turn though, still Laura Copping, but Lauren Stott now only 11 hundredths behind her. 1:54.33 in third place for Chloe Jacobs, just behind those, and 1:54 in fourth place as well for lane 2, Sophie Burns. Laura though has pulled out about a metre over Lauren at that length. Coming in the last few strokes, it's going to be Laura Copping who's going to take this. It's very close behind her, 2:29.78, under 2:30 for and then 2:31.81 in second place for Chloe Jacobs, 2:31.99 for Jessica Patrick, the 11-year-old, into the 2:34. Be clear the pool, please, swimmers. Clear the pool, please. And this is the final heat, 18 of the ladies' 200 metres backstroke. Final heat, lane 1 is Zara Precious White, who's 15 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 2 is Zoe Horn, who's 15 from Costa. Lane 3, Amy Avery, 16 from Hemel. Then fastest 14-year-old is in lane 4, and the fastest entrant in the event, Ellie Mitchell from Bishop Stortford, entered 2:17.41. She's around about 10 seconds faster, or 8 seconds faster than anyone else on paper. Lane 5 is Olivia Pawson, she's the fastest 15-year-old from Chesney. Lane 6 is Grace Wiley, who is the fastest 13-year-old from Costa. Lane 7, Shannon Stott, who's 14 from Costa, and then 15-year-old Hattie Hansen in lane 8 from Hatfield. Well, 33.50 from Ellie in the lead. As I said, on paper, Ellie should be some way clear by the end. Got a good rhythm on, you can see her moving her shoulders, coming up to her turn. Good underwater work, and still coming up in the lead. But right on her shoulder at the moment, Amy Avery from Hemel went to 2:27, and she's looking pretty good. But at the moment, our leader, Ellie, is going to turn at halfway at 69, Amy at 70.72. 1:11s for behind her for Olivia in lane 5 and Zara in lane 1. 1:12 for Grace Wiley. 1:13s for Shannon in 7 and Zoe in 2, and 1:25 last to turn for Hattie in lane 8. And now a very, very good third 50, very powerful third 50 by Ellie Mitchell, pulling us away now, and with 50 to go, she's at 1:44.68, very close behind, 1:48.97. Is Amy Avery, but both at 1:50 together. We've got Grace in 6 and Olivia in 5, and also in open lane 1 Zara. These three are absolutely together. You've got 4 swimmers very close here, but in the lead, moving away from them all now. Ellie Mitchell from Bishop Stortford. Ellie is 14 years old, and she's going to win the championship 200 metres backstroke. And subject to ratification, our champion for 2015, 2:20.09, Ellie Mitchell. Second, 2:26.57. Just getting there for Olivia Pawson, 2:27.13. And third to touch is Grace Wiley in lane 6. 2:27.52 for Amy Avery in 3. 2:28 for Zara over in lane 1. 2:29 for Zoe Horn, and then 2:30 for Shannon Stott in lane 7. Hattie just coming in to touch, and she completes that at 2:52. I'll hand you back to Grant.
So thank you very much, Peter. We move on to our next event, which is the men's 200 freestyle, event 30, swum over 18 heats. So event 30, heat 1, a referee. Event 30 underway then. Luke Flynn in lane 2 for Watford. Joshua Heeson of Potters Bar in lane 3. Charlie Stanbury of Potters Bar in lane 4. Max Chow of Costa in 5. And Thomas Hooper of Potters Bar in lane 6. Someone's handed me in a pair of goggles in a little black case. They're not wet, they haven't been used yet. If you've lost a pair of goggles, come up and see me, and if you tell me what sort they are, then I'll give them back. So a pair of goggles handed in to me, not been worn, so the casing's nice and dry. So you come and find me, because they're quite a nice pair of goggles. So at the halfway point we have Max Chow of Costa in the lead, then we have Charlie Stanbury of Potters Bar, and then Joshua Heeson of Potters Bar. Lanes 5, 4 and 3 in the centre of the pool in the lead. $50 meters to go, and it's changing around a little bit here. My mistake, they've finished. No, it's not my mistake. I didn't think I was wrong. Right, well, there we are. I've never seen an entire clutch of swimmers decide it's only a 6-lane race. But anyway, there we go. So lane 4 is now in the lead. Not quite sure who won the 6-length race. All that adrenaline pumping through them with a mixture of embarrassment and frustration. So, Charlie Stanbury of Potters Bar in the lead. We've got Joshua Heeson of Potters Bar in second place, and then we've got Max Chow of Costa in third. As they come up, and this time, it'd be funny if they all turned and carried on, wouldn't it? But anyway, let's hope they finish. So lane 4 takes the win. Charlie Stanbury, his time, 3:06.87. Second place is Joshua Heeson, and third place Max Chow. Heat 2, referee. Aaron Pickard of Cheston in lane 1, Thomas Howes of Bishop Stortford in 2, Maharaj Singh of Watford in 3, Callum Tilley of Potters Bar in 4, Charlie Taverner of Watford in 5, Connor Sullivan of Hatfield in 6, Daniel Ward of Watford in 7, and Tom Holmes Higgin of Berkhamsted in lane 8. Charlie Taverner of Watford, after 50 metres with a pretty big advantage over the rest of the field. 3 or 4 metres, he turns, his time was 37.84. Charlie Taverner maintaining that advantage as he moves down towards the halfway point. It's pretty close for the next set of places. Slight advantage to Thomas Howes of Bishop Stortford in 2 from Callum Tilley of Potters Bar in 4. Charlie Taverner turns his time 1:23.32. So he's pretty much maintaining the pace he started out at. Should be somewhat under his 3:01 entry time. Somewhere around the 2:45 to 2:50, I would guess. Charlie Taverner still in the lead. Swapping around a bit for second place. It's Callum Tilley in second place from Daniel Ord and Thomas Howes. As Charlie Taverner maintaining his lead, but it's not growing, so has he gone out a little bit too fast on the first 6 lengths. Quick pull up of the trunks, that never helps. Charlie Taverner turns then, he's got a 4.5 metre advantage, he's turning on at 2:11. So just slowing down a little bit on the back 50. Meanwhile, he's been caught. Thomas Howes in second place, Bishop Stortford in lane 2. Just to his right, we've got Aaron Pickard of Chesham with the orange hat in lane 1. And also we've got a strong swim from Daniel Ord in 7. Meanwhile, Charlie Taverner still in the lead as he comes back. He's kicking hard, he's extending that lead now at long last. Charlie Taverner in the lead. Second place, we've got Thomas Howes, and third place, Aaron Pickard. Aaron Pickard pushing hard to move into second place as Charlie Taverner comes in lane 5 to win the heat in 2:55.32. Chesson just gets second place with Aaron Pickard on a 2:59 dead, and then a 2:59.89. In third place, Thomas Howes of Bishop Stortford. Heat 3, referee. George Williams of Harpenden in lane 1, Sebastian John of Hatfield in 2, Alexander Backhouse of Hatfield in 3, James Pope of Watford in 4, Joshua Trewin of Gloucester in 5, Ruben Bouch of Hemel in 6, Taylor Coe of Cheshunt in 7, and Enzo Lim of Watford in lane 8. So lanes 1 through 5 turning together, then 6 through 8 likewise, a little bit behind the first 5 lanes. Early advantage, James Pope of Watford in lane 4 with the red hat. Down into the 2:46s on the entry times. James Pope just hanging on to that lead. Alexander Backhouse of Hatfield in lane 3 pushing him. And then in third place we've got Joshua Trewin of Costa in lane 5. James Pope turns first. He turns on a 1:17.50 at the halfway point. So somewhere around his entry time he's going to do maybe a little bit under. Being pushed hard by Alexander Backhouse of Hatfield in lane 3. James Pope turns and Backhouse next. And then turning pretty much together for third place, George Williams and Joshua Truin. Sebastian John just drifted back into the clutches of Ruben Balch, Taylor Coe and Enzo Lim. Back at the front, James Pope turns, 50 to go. Then Backhouse. And George Williams, Joshua Truin. 1:59.94, the 150-metre time for James Pope, the leader. He hangs on to that lead still. Extending it maybe a little bit. The other swimmers struggling now to move forward and catch him. James Pope turns and Backhouse. And still a pretty much dead heat. George Williams and Joshua Truin for third place. Back out at the front, Alexander Backhouse beginning to catch James Pope, but James Pope's done enough to win this heat. 2 or 3 strokes to finish. He wins on a 2:40.84, so about 5 seconds under his entry time. Second place, Alexander Backhouse on a 2:43.35, and then a few seconds behind him on a 2:46.45, Joshua Truin of Costa. Enzo Lim finishes the course, and we've got Ruben Balch, and then our final swimmer in this heat, Sebastian John of Hatfield. Heat 4, referee. Noah Cornwell of Hertfordshire Flyers in lane 1, Kieran Cook of Costa in 2, Matteo Lobiondo of Hitchin in 3, Alex Horn of Costa in 4, Zane Batt of Cheshunt in 5, Marco Tontonanati of Hoddesdon in 6, Henry Flatt of Costa in 7, Luke Temple of Harpenden in lane 8. Almost to the line now as they move up towards the 50-metre mark, nothing to choose between them. Ever such a slight advantage to Alex Horn of Costa in 4, but really nothing to speak of. He does turn first, 35.10, 9/100ths ahead of the rest of the field. They turn back down towards the turn end. Still on line, 1 or 2 swimmers drifting out the back, but only by a metre or so there's not too much to choose, beginning to spread a little bit. Alex Horn still in the lead at the 75-metre mark. Kieran Cook of Costa, Alex Horn of Costa, first and second. Zane Batt of Cheshunt in third. As they go into the turn, changes slightly, but 1:15.89. Alex Horn's time at the 100-metre mark. So good heat this. 4 or 5 swimmers still in a chance of winning the heat. Alex Horn just hanging on to his lead, but being pushed hard by Kieran Cook from Costa, and also Marco Tontonanati of Hoddesdon in lane 6. We can't discount Zane Batt yet of Cheshunt, swimming very close to the rope there in lane 5 as he comes in. He's in third place now, 50 metres to go, rather 2 lengths to go. And now with a little bit of an advantage, the first time anybody's broken the bond with the rest of the swimmers. So we've got Kieran Cook in lane 2 for Costa, just accelerating away. But his length advantage as he moves down towards the final turn. Kieran Cook turns first, perceptibly ahead of the rest of the field. There's very little to choose between. Alex Horn, Zane Batt, Marco Tontonanati. Kieran Cook still hanging on to that advantage. We've got Tontonanati coming in strongly for second place. I think Kieran's just going to hang on to it. He does. Kieran Cook finishes first, 2:35.73. Tontonanati in second place on a 36.13 and on 2:37.18 in third place. Zane Bat of Cheshunt. Heat 5, referee.
Hello.
Dan Murtagh of Stevenage in lane 1, Lewis Clark of Watford in 2, James Corner of Berkhamsted in 3, Mark Evans of Hitchin in 4, Thomas Ogden of Bishop Stortford in 5, Edward Jex of Costa in 6, George Thorne of Berkhamsted in 7, and Oscar Bryce of Costa in lane 8. Another close heat, slightly more spread out, but that's because the last one was quite so close together. First swimmer turning 35.09 at the 50-metre mark, James Corner of Berkhamsted. A little bit more variation in this heat. We've got Dan Murtagh of Stevenage, James Corner of Berkhamsted, and Thomas Ogden of Bishop Stortford, the first three swimmers turning pretty much at the same time. We've got Lewis Clark of Watford in lane 2, beginning to come up on those first three swimmers. Daniel Murtagh turns first in lane 1 for Stevenage. His time at the halfway point, 1:15.10. Then we've got James Corner and Thomas Ogden. So the same three swimmers in the lead, it's just the order has changed around slightly. Down at the turn end, 75 metres to go. No change to the order, no real change to the lead. Advantage, Dan Murtagh from James Corner, from Thomas Ogden. Quite close for the next set of places as well. Lewis Clark and George Thorne fighting for 4th place. Then we've got Mark Evans and Oscar Bryce for the next couple of places. Meanwhile, back at the front, it has changed slightly. James Corner now in the lead from Daniel Murtagh, from Thomas Ogden. We go down towards the final turn at the turn end. 25 metres to go. Now we've got Thomas Ogden from James Corner, from Dan Murtagh. These three swimmers having a fantastic race. We've got twos and throws between them. Ogden in the lead then Corner, then Murtagh. They come up towards the flags. Murtagh just dropping back. The bit is between Corner and Ogden. Ogden has a slight advantage from James Corner as he comes in the last couple of strokes. Thomas Ogden takes the win with a 2:35.11. On a 2:35.20 was James Corner, and 3rd place Dan Murtagh on a 2:37.69. Heat 6, referee. Heat 6 underway. Lewis Armitage of Berkhamsted in lane 1. Yannick Wilson of Hertfordshire in 2. Nicholas Botha of Bishop Stortford in 3. Lewis Shaler of Watford in 4. Maxwell George of Hatfield in 5. Michael Klimasowski of Hatfield in 6. Alfie Francis of Pottersbar in 7. And Benjamin Green of Watford in lane 8. And Maxwell George, in lane 5 with the early lead. So Maxwell George of Hatfield turns first, somewhat ahead of the rest of the field. The rest of them in a good line, but Maxwell George splitting the field. Coming up to the 50 or halfway mark, the 100-metre mark. Maxwell George turns first in a 1:10.10. Then Yannick Wilson and Nicholas Botha in 2nd and 3rd. And then all the rest of the swimmers almost in a line across the pool. Maxwell George still in the lead. I think he's been caught though by Yannick Wilson and Nicholas Botha. Yannick Wilson just moving up ever so slightly on Maxwell George as they've got 2.5 lengths to go. Maxwell George from Yannick Wilson from Nicholas Botha. Maxwell George now with 3 metre advantage, maybe that's 2.5. He turns on a 1:49.52. Just a second and a couple of tenths behind him, Yannick Wilson and Nicholas Botha in third place, so it's going to be a close race here. Yannick Wilson having a better last 100. Has he done enough to catch Maxwell George? They're going to turn. Maxwell George half a metre ahead of Yannick Wilson, then Botha behind them in third place. Yannick Wilson then moving into the lead, overtakes Maxwell George for the first time underneath the flags. Yannick Wilson has body's length advantage as he finishes in a time of 2:26.71. Maxwell George 2:27.78, and then in third place is Nicholas Botha on a 2:30.72. Heat 7, referee. Angus Harrow of Hertfordshire in 1, Ish Rahim of Berkhamsted in 2, Guy Munster of Costa in 3, Joshua Foreman of Hertfordshire Flyers in 4, James Rayner of Hatfield in 5, Thomas Cadenhead of Costa in 6, Ollie Owen of Hitchin in 7, and Ethan Sutton of Watford in lane 8. Ollie Owen with a slight advantage as he comes into the first turn. Just turns ahead of the rest of the field by just a small amount, 7/100ths on a 33.32. Then we have Joshua Foreman and Ish Rahim. Ollie Owen then still with that small advantage. Just hanging on there, it's a pretty tight race this. We've got Oliver Owen, Thomas Cadenhead, James Rayner, Joshua Foreman, and Ish Rahim and Angus Harrow all vying for the lead. Ollie Owen just beginning to open up half a body length's advantage over the rest of the field. Second place, Angus Harrow, 1:11.02, Ollie Owen turning. Can he hang on to this advantage or has he gone too fast? Oliver Owen in the lead, then we've got pretty much joint second place across lanes 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Oliver Owen still has that advantage. Yellow hat in lane 7. Extended it slightly, it's a body's length advantage now, second place. Thomas Cadenhead as they turn kick off the wall. Oliver Owen, 1:50.01, just under a second ahead of Thomas Cadenhead, just to his right now. Going down towards the turn end for the final time. Can Oliver Owen hang on to this? Looks like Thomas Cadenhead beginning to extend into his lead. They go into the final turn. Oliver Owen marginally ahead of Thomas Cadenhead. Then we've got James Rayner, Ish Rahim, Angus Harrow. Good strong finishes now for all these swimmers needed. It looks like Ish Rahim of Berkhamsted's got a strong finish here. The winner though, Thomas Cadenhead, just sneaked in at the end there on a 2:26.83. Ish Rahim on a 2:27.24, and then Oliver Owen on a 2:27.72 for third place. Heat 8, referee. Daniel English of Hitchin in 1, Chris Cox of Hemel in 2, Nathan Stewart of Stevenage in 3, Matthew Redjeb of Watford in 4, Thomas Toland of Costa in 5, Ignatius James of Verulam in 6, Joseph Richardson of Harpenden in 7, Aaron Waring of Hatfield in lane 8. So 2:22, the fastest entry time now. Early advantage though goes to Ignatius James of Verulam with the green hat in lane 6 as he turns first with a metre or two ahead of the rest of the field on a 30.89. Ignatius James with the lead. James turns first. In second place we've got Nathan Stewart of Stevenage. And it's beginning to compress up slightly at the front here. Ignatius James, his lead's been into pretty considerably here by Nathan Stewart of Stevenage. Those two ahead of the rest of the field. Ignatius James turns first and Nathan Stewart. Then we've got Thomas Toland and Chris Cox for third place. Move down towards the turn then, 75 metres to go. Ignatius James still in the lead. Nathan Stewart in second place. Third place now is Thomas Toland. Ignatius James hanging on to this lead, but has been pushed very hard by Nathan Stewart. In lane 6 from Nathan Stewart with the black hat of Stevenage. In lane 3, those two then for the final time. It's closer than it has been, it's half a metre. Ignatius James from Nathan Stewart. Very close for third place between Matthew Redchep and Thomas Toland in lanes 4 and 5. Meanwhile, back at the front, we've got Ignatius James and Nathan Stewart underneath the flags. James has a slight advantage over Stewart as they come in for the final few strokes. Ignatius James just takes it, 2:17.85. Nathan Stewart, 2:18.22. And in third place on a 2:21.57, it goes to Matthew Redchep. Heat 9, referee. Thomas Stanbury of Potters Bar in lane 1, Ralph Davis of Hoddesdon in 2, Ashley Coombs of Hemel in 3, John Talensky of Harpenden in 4, Jake Smith of Hitchin in 5, Harvey Bannister of Bishop Stortford in 6, Ralph Munster of Costa in lane 7, and Adam Bailey of Cheshunt in lane 8. Still in the 2:20s, 21s, 22s, these swimmers. John Talensky, slight advantage for Harpenden with the red hat in lane 4, turning on a 29.95. Moving up towards the halfway point. Harvey Bannister, Bishop Stortford just ahead of John Talansky, and then we've got Adam Bailey of Cheshunt in third place. 1:04.70, that's the fastest 100 split we've had so far by some margin. Harvey Bannister maintaining that advantage. John Talansky and Adam Bailey vying for second place. Adam Bailey swimming strongly in lane 8, moving up towards John Talansky to just take second place. 50 metres to go. Harvey Bannister still in the lead, turns on 1:39.32. Good fight for fourth place between Ralph Davis and Ralph Munster. Meanwhile, Harvey Bannister turns. Harvey Bannister still in the lead. John Talansky and Adam Bailey fighting for second place. As Harvey Bannister comes underneath the flags, 3 or 4 metres to go. He takes the win. Adam Bailey in second place, John Talansky in third. The winning time, 2:13.90. Heat 10, referee. Sonny Carter of Hemel in lane 1, Michael Ripper of Harpenden in 2, Jake Moxham of Royston in 3, Joshua Rayner of Hatfield in 4, Matthew Honeyman of Potters Bar in 5, Callum Grieg of Hartford in 6, Justin Hoot of Potters Bar in 7, and Stephen Rafey of Bishop Stortford in lane 8. Sonny Carter of Hemel turning first in lane 1, his time at 29.61. So a little bit quicker turn than the previous heat, 3/10 or so. So this is heat 10. I've probably been reading out the wrong swimmers' names off my charts. So in the lead in lane 1, Daniel Charder from Bishop Stortford. So 50 to go. James Channels of Berkhamsted turns first on the 1:40.27. Alan Wollaston and Daniel Charder, those are the first 3 swimmers as they go towards the final turn. Alan Wollaston in the lead with the orange hat for Cheshunt. James Channels of Berkhamsted swimming well in lane 8. It's close between those 2 swimmers. Looks as if Callum Wilson's just going to take it. Callum Wilson first, James Channels in second place, and then third place, Daniel Charder. The winning time, 2:13.97. So this is heat 11, referee. So these are the swimmers I read out for the last heat. Apologies for that. Sonny Carter in 1, Michael Ripper in 2, Jake Moxham in 3, Joshua Rayner in 4, Matthew Honeyman in 5, Callum Grieg in 6, Joshua Hoot in 7, and Steve Rafey in lane 8. Fairly close as they come up towards the 50-metre mark. So very little to choose between them. They turn on the 30.31, the fastest swimmer, which is Matthew Honeyman of Joshua Rayner of Hatfield rather. Being pushed hard now by Michael Ripper of Harpenden in lane 2 as they move down towards the turn end at the 75-metre mark. Very close heat this. Michael Ripper, Jake Moxham, Joshua Rayner, Callum Grieg pretty much in a line as they're coming down towards the halfway point. Slight advantage into the turn of Michael Ripper from Harpenden in lane 2. He turns first, his turn time 1:04.38. Comes out the turn. Just extend that lead ever so slightly on each stroke. Michael Ripper then moving away from Jake Moxham. And moving up into third place, Callum Grieg of Hartford in lane 6. Moving back down towards the start. Michael Ripper extended his lead now. It's pretty much a body length ahead of the rest of the field, just over a body length. He turns 1:37.74. Then we've got Joshua Rayner from Callum Grieg, the first 3 swimmers. Michael Ripper in the lead. 1 length to go. Jake Moxham next. And then Callum Grieg is... Michael Ripper comes down towards the start underneath the flags, 2 or 3 strokes to go. He takes the win. Second place, Jake Moxham, and it's pretty tight for third, but it just goes to Callum Bree. The winning time, 2:10.92. Heat 12, referee. Harrison Newby in lane 1 for Hemel Hempstead, Matteo Tontananati for Hoddesdon in 2, Tom Weston for Berkhamsted in 3, Ben Hunt for Hoddesdon in 4, Carl Holmes for Hemel in 5, Brody Caress of Hertford in 6, Mason Brand of Berkhamsted in 7, and Jack Fagan of Watford in lane 8. Tom Weston turns first, 28.76. As we'd expect, fairly close, all these guys. They're entered 2:15 and 2:17, so just a couple of seconds splitting them over the 200. Tom Weston, Carl Holmes, vying for the lead now, lanes 3 and 5. And then between them in third place we have Ben Hunt of Hoddesdon. At the halfway point, Brady Caress on a 1:02.03. Brady Caress in the lead as they move back down at the turn end, 3 lengths to go. Next to turn, Tom Weston, pretty close behind him, Ben Hunt in lane 4. Good battles across the field. Harrison Newby fighting Matteo Tontananati. We've got Mason Brand and Jack Fagan also having a good battle there. Meanwhile, in the lead, we've got Brody Caress turning on 1:34.65. Moving out from the rest of the field quite significantly. The rest of them are all pretty much in line, lane 5, so it's very, very close to second place as Brody Caress comes back down towards the start. Second place, slight advantage to Ben Hunt in lane 4. No, very little choose between them. Meanwhile, winning the heat very easily, Brody Caress, easily in the sense of way ahead of the rest of the field, 2:05.96. Pretty tight for second place here. It just goes to Harrison Newby, his time 2:14.16, and then third place 2:14.53, Ben Hunt of Hoddesdon. Heat 13, referee. Ollie Hurst of Berkhamsted in 1, Harrison Lees of Watford in 2, Callum Curran of Hatfield in 3, Jacob Hutchings of Hemel in 4, Nathan Holmes of Bishop Stortford in 5, Anthony Smith of Hatfield in 6, Toby Laguda of Hatfield in 7, and Max Jelfs of Hemel in lane 8. Another close heat here. Slight advantage to Anthony Smith of Hatfield, perhaps they're going to turn. He does turn first, 30.39, his turn time. Ollie Hurst of Berkhamsted in lane 1, putting under some pressure, but they're in pretty much a line across the pool here as they move down towards the turn end at the 75-metre mark, little to choose between them. Slight advantage now to Jacob Hutchings of Hemel in lane 4. Callum Curran of Hatfield now in the lead as they come into the turn at the halfway mark. He turns in the 1:04.12. Callum Curran then turning first, then Jacob Hutchings and Anthony Smith. 125 metres down, 75 metres to go, turning pretty much in a line. Nothing really to split the field now. We've got Hutchings, Curran and Jelfs all in a line. Callum Curran then, slight advantage over Hutchings, He turns at 1:38.73. Those two swimmers just beginning to move away from the rest of the field. Max Chelfs in third place as Adsley Smith just drops back a little bit into the final turn. Very little choose between them. It's Hutchings versus Hurren for first place. Then we've got Max Chelfs in third place, fighting with Nathan Holmes. Adsley Smith rather. Max Chelfs having a very strong final 25, but it looks like it's going to be Jacob Hutchings. He takes the win, 2:12.03. Max Chelfs with a very strong back 25 there on a 2:12.31 and on a 2:12.58 to take third place, Callum Hurren of Hatfield. Heat 14, a referee. Luke Plant of Hertford in lane 1, Matthew McPherson of Hitchin in 2, Christian Nell of Bishop Stortford in 3, sorry not Bishop Stortford, Berkhamsted, Tom Strakosch of Berkhamsted in 4, Jack Christie of Hemel in 5, Matt Bentley of Hatfield in 6, Jack Shaw's Cooper of Potters Bar in 7, and Callum Davis of Bishop Stortford in lane 8. At the 50 metre mark, a big advantage as we've seen so far in these heats. Jack Christie turning on the 27.58 for Hemel Hempstead. He's in the lead. Then we've got Berkhamsted's Christian Nell in lane 3 and Callum Davis of Bishop Stortford in lane 4. Those are the top three as they go into the 75 metre turn. Jack Christie with a big advantage now. Moving down towards the start end for the halfway point. Jack Christie putting a very strong swim here. Jack Christie then turning at the 100 metre mark in 59.31. First person up the minute at the halfway mark. It's pretty close for second place between Christian Nell and Callum Davis. And the rest of the swimmers not too far behind for fourth onwards. Jack Christie then looking like maybe he's tiring a little bit. He's still got the advantage, but it's not extending anymore. Callum Davis and Christian Nell still in second and third place. We've got Tom Strakosch of Berkhamsted in lane 4 beginning to move forward as well. Jack Christie, 50 metres to go, 1:33.31. It's going to be pretty close here for second place as Christian Nell just holding off the advances of Tom Strakosch and Callum Davis over in lane 8. Meanwhile, Jack Christie turns, coming back down towards home, half a length to go. He's definitely going to win this heat. He's pretty close to second place. Tom Strakosch just moving into second place with Callum Davis and Christian Nell in the other two places. Very close indeed there. So the winning time for Jack Christie, 2:06.68. Second place, Tom Strakosch, so he finished well on the last 50, 2:10.58. And on 2:10.75 for third place, Christian Nell. Heat 15, a referee. Lewis Hines of Watford in 1, Harry Williams of Hoddesdon in 2, Adam Martin of Hartsmith Flyers in 3, Cameron Brickle of Bishop Stortford in 4, Morgan Newman of Potters Bar in 5, Jamie Hoyes of Berkhamsted in 6, Joseph Taylor of Bishop Stortford in 7, Chivers of Hitchin in lane 8. And little to choose between them, Callum Chivers and Adam Martin turning pretty much first. Adam Martin with a slight advantage, 28.39. Callum Chivers, 28.58. Moving up towards the 75 metre mark. Callum Chivers with the advantage here over Adam Martin. So Callum Chivers still in the lead with a slight advantage. Adam Martin just marginally behind Callum. In fact, they swapped over 1:00.84 versus 1:01.04. Into the back 100. Pretty close. The rest of the field moving up on the two leaders. Adam Martin in the lead still as he turns. Callum Chivers just drifting back a little bit. Adam Martin in first place. We now got a couple of guys in the middle of the pool moving forward. We've got Morgan.
Come on, Joe!
So Adam Martin and Cameron Brickell, Morgan Newman, first and third. Callum Chivers drifting back fourth place, being pushed under pressure as well by Joseph Taylor. They turned on 1:34, moving down from the final 25, or length and a half. Turning first then, Adam Martin had the lead from about 50 metres onwards. Still pretty close for third place. Second, third, good battles. Fourth and fifth, good battles. Adam Martin though, hanging on to his lead. He's going to take the race. Morgan Newman coming in second place. Cameron Brickell in third. And the winning time, 2:06.85. Heat 16, a referee. James Blank, Connors Bar in 1, Ross Ferreira off Costa 2, James Cameron, Costa 3, Elliot Wiley, Costa 4, Max Sheriff of Hemel in lane 5, Reece Hootson of Hatfield in 6, Daniel Luss of Cheshunt in lane 7, and James Naranjinan of Hoddesdon in lane 8. So we're the 2:05s for the entry times here, pretty much 2:05 at 2:08. And James Naranjinan of Hoddesdon turning first, turns on the 28.58. James Naranjinan then holding on to his lead. It's ever so slight, but nevertheless it is a lead as he moves up to the 100-metre mark. He's going to turn sub-minute. He turns on a 59.95, just under the minute. It's the fastest turn we've seen so far. I think it's slightly faster than the previous heat. Naranjinan then in the lead, looking strong over in lane 8. The rest of the field not really moving up on him. He's just moving away ever so slightly. Second place as Matt Sheriff of Hemel Hempstead in 5. Naranjinan still in the lead, Matt Sheriff in second place. Third place at the moment, Daniel Lush of Cheshunt. 50 metres to go, 1:31.86. That's the fastest time we've seen yet at the three-quarter mark. But we've got a strong finishing here. Matt Sheriff of Hemel in the centre of the pool. He's entered on a faster time as he paced it nicely. Matt Sheriff then going into the final turn, slightly ahead of Naranjinan. Those two somewhat ahead of the rest of the field. And then we've got Reece Hootson of Hatfield in 6. In third place, and Daniel Lush of Cheshunt maybe in third place. Coming then down to the finish, Matt Sheriff of Hemel Hempstead finishing very strongly to come in first place. Early leader, James Naranjinan in third, second rather, and Daniel Lush of Cheshunt in third. The winning time, 2:02.22. This is Heat 17, referee. David Shipman of Pollers Bar in 1, Luke Sugden of Hatfield in 2, Jordan Northwood of Borehamwood in 3, James Woodward of Pollers Bar in 4, Kieran Rafey of Bishop Stortford in 5, Alec Birchall of Hitchin in 6, Ben Harrison of Pollers Bar in 7, and Daniel Schindler of Costa in lane 8. These guys, 2:02 at 2:04, pretty much in a line as they turn here. Slight advantage to Luke Sugden of Hatfield turning first, 28.07. So little to choose between them. It's down to pacing now, really. Just half a metre to a metre between the swimmers. That's about half a second or so. At the moment, though, Luke Sugden of Hatfield in lane 2 with the pink hat has the advantage. Almost a body head length ahead of the rest of the field, which are pretty much in a line. He turns on a 58.57. Moving away from the rest of the field, little to choose between the rest of them. We've got Northwood, Woodward, Rayfeet, Birchall all in a line in lanes 3, 4, 5 and 6. All vying for second place. David Shipman not too far behind them. Meanwhile, Luke Sugden still has the lead as he's coming up towards the start end with 50 metres to go. Luke Sugden. Still a body length ahead of the rest of the field. Alec Birchall just in second place for Hitchin. Sugden turns on a 13.07. Moving away from the rest of the field. Little to choose between the rest of them. Sugden turns first. Then we've got James Woodward ahead of Alec Birchall for second and third. Just beginning to split. Luke Sugden just tiring here, but he's done enough to win the heat. He finishes first. Then we've got James Woodward in second place, and just a tad behind him, Alec Birchall. The winning time, 2:01.04. May the pull to the sides, please, swimmers, as we go into our final heat of this 200 and the final heat of the non-finals part of this session today. The entry times 1:51. Josh Duggan, pretty fast entry time there for Hatfield, out to 2:01 for Ben Garrett in lane 8. So just be a short pause, swimmers, if you just want to relax. The swimmers are about to swim whilst we sort out an issue on poolside. I'll introduce you to the swimmers anyway. So in lane 1 for Hitchin, Alex Evans. For Hitchin in lane 2, Sam Gamble. For Hatfield in lane 3, Luke Turley. The fastest swimmer on a 1:51.83 for Hatfield in lane 4, Josh Duggan. In lane 5, Jake Lloyd for Bishop Stortford. In lane 6 for Hemel Hempstead, Tom Sheriff. In lane 7 for Hatfield, Ethan Lamb. And in lane 8 for Hatfield, Ben Garrett. So those are the top 8 fastest swimmers on the seed time in this heat. After this final heat, there'll be a short break of about 5 minutes or so, and then we'll go into the finals for this session, and that will conclude the swimming for this weekend. So once this next heat's finished, we'll have a 5-minute pause, just to let the guys and girls recover. Then we'll do the 2 finals, and then, as I say, that will conclude the swimming for this weekend. So just whilst we sort out a little incident on the poolside. Heat 18 underway then. Evans in 1, Gamble 2, Turley 3, Duggan 4, Lloyd 5, Sheriff 6, Lamb 7 and Garrett in the lane 8. So it should be quite exciting here, although on the entry times Josh Duggan should have really won this quite easily since he's got a 5-second advantage over the rest of the field, but at the moment it's not looking that way. Coming down towards the first turn. 26.70, Josh Duggan turns. He's only less than one his length ahead of the rest of the field. Josh Duggan in the lead, being pushed hard though by Tom Sheriff, Jake Lloyd and Luke Turley. Coming down towards the 100 metre mark, Josh Duggan maintaining the speed. Josh Duggan from Lloyd and then Sheriff. Duggan turns on a 55.03 with 100 to go. Duggan in the lead then. Tom Sheriff from Jake Lloyd for second place. And then we're not far behind him, we've got Luke Turley, Sam Gamble, Alex Evans, and then Ben Garrett and Ethan Lamb. Meanwhile, Josh Duggan in the lead, he's got what, 7, 8, maybe a little bit bigger advantage, turns on a 1:23.88. Then we've got Sheriff from Lloyd still. A good swim here from Luke Turley, moving into 4th place. Little private battle between the two hitting swimmers, Alex Evans and Sam Gamble. Meanwhile, Josh Duggan turns. He's got less than a length to go, and he's half a length ahead of the rest of the field. Josh Duggan then entered on a 1:51.83, going to be a little bit outside them, I think. But he's going to win fairly comfortable. Finishes on a 1:53.24. It's very, very close to second place. Sheriff from Lloyd at the moment, and the Tom Sheriff just takes it on a 1:57.92, and a 1:58.09. Was Jake Lloyd. So we'll just have a 5-minute break whilst we get the swimmers organised for the finals, and then we'll do the 2 finals. Can we have all the officials back to your positions, please? All the officials back to your positions, please. Right then, event 31, the women's 100 metre butterfly final. Your finalists in lane 8 from Hoddesdon, Carly Mays. In lane 7 from Hatfield, Ilana Phillip. In lane 6 from Hatfield, Hattie Hansen. In lane 5 from Costa, Shannon Stott. In lane 4 from Hatfield, Michelle Mitchell. In lane 3 from Hoddesdon, Amy Godsave. In lane 2 from Bishop Stortford, Amy Young. And in lane 1 from Berkhamsted, Yazzie Brand. The finalists for the women's 100 metre fly. The 100 metre butterfly final referee. The final underway then. 4 lengths butterfly, little to choose between them as they go down. It's a slight advantage to Amy Godsave, Hoddesdon in 4 with a red hat. Up out of the transition. Alana Phillip now swimming well in lane 7. And Amy Godsave in lane 3. Those two look like they're going to turn first. Alana Phillip just turns on 30.56, Amy Godsave on a 30.65. Moving down towards the far end then, the final turn, still pretty much in a line. Ilana Phillip of Hatfield, slight advantage now in lane 7 with the pink hat. Very little to choose between. Ilana Phillip, Hattie Hansen, Amy Godsave all turning at the same time. It's down to the last 15 metres. Who's got the strength? Going back strongly now, Michelle Mitchell of Hatfield in lane 4. Looks like she's going to win this race. Michelle Mitchell just getting that final stroke correct. She wins the race in a 1:04.61. So clear the pool, please, ladies. Clear the pool. So we're just going to clear the pool, let these young ladies move out of the way, and then we'll introduce you to the finalists in the next event. Event 32, the men 100 metre breaststroke final. In lane 8 from Potters Bar, Morgan Newman. In lane 7 from Hatfield, Ethan Lamb. In lane 6 from Hemel Hempstead, Tom Sheriff. In lane 5 from Hoddesdon, Chris Smith. In lane 4 from Hatfield, Ben Purcell. In lane 3 from Hertford, Ben Ransom. In lane 2 from Berkhamsted, Ollie Hurst. And in lane 1 from Hemel Hempstead, Charlie Rayner. The finalists for the men's 100 metre breaststroke referee. The 100 metre breaststroke final underway. Early advantage, Ben Purcell, the fastest entrant in lane 4, just touches ahead of the rest of the swimmers. Just ahead of Chris Smith and Ben Ransom. Ben Purcell beginning to extend the lead now. Chris Smith in second place and Ben Ransom in third, going to form at the moment. Ben Purcell turns first, 30.89. Almost a second ahead of the rest of the field. Ben Purcell then being pursued by Chris Smith with hat of Hoddesdon in lane 5 and then Ben Ransom in third place with the blue hat of Hertford. Ben Purcell swimming strongly, good lead ahead of the rest of the field, 1 length to go. Ben Purcell from Chris Smith from Ben Ransom. Ben Purcell coming up underneath the flags, extending his lead stroke by stroke. Ben Purcell takes the win. Second place goes to Chris Smith. And third to Ben Ransom. The winning time, 1:05.15. So well done swimmers, thank you very much. Please clear the pool. That completes the swimming for this weekend. Many, many thanks, as always, to our officials, our volunteers, all the coaches, the swimmers and the spectators, and indeed the pool staff here at the venue. We look forward to seeing most of you next Saturday morning, bright and breezy, for 8:30 warm-up. Until then, have a good week, and we wish you well.